Global Times, 29 January 2023. Amid escalating tension, China urges the international community to establish the conditions for the restart of Palestinian-Israeli negotiations quickly. China is acting as a spoiler by attempting to demonstrate sympathy for the Palestinian people and causing problems for Israel and the United States. The Chinese Foreign Ministry stated on Sunday that China would continue to make great efforts for a thorough, just, and long-lasting resolution of the Palestinian question while pleading with the international community to create the conditions for the restart of negotiations between Palestine and Israel. Violence and disputes have recently increased as tensions between Palestine and Israel have risen. Al Jazeera said Israeli forces killed 10 Palestinians on Thursday, including an older woman. This was one of the worst days in the occupied West Bank since Israeli raids became more frequent at the beginning of last year. According to reports in the media, a Palestinian assailant killed 7 people on Friday in occupied East Jerusalem close to a synagogue before being fatally shot. The civilian casualties brought on by the Israel-Palestine conflicts break our hearts. China has closely followed the recent escalation of tensions between Palestine and Israel, according to a statement released by the Chinese Foreign Ministry on Sunday morning. The ministry stated that it opposes disproportionate force and denounces all terrorist attacks that harm people. The foreign minister emphasized that de-escalating the situation as quickly as possible was crucial. It also called on all sides, including Israel, to exercise prudence and patience to avoid the situation from getting out of hand. The statement pointed out that the primary reason the Israel-Palestine conflict is happening is that the two-state solution hasn't materialized. The Palestinian people have long been denied their right to create an independent state. The international community must act with greater haste and set up favorable circumstances for the restart of negotiations between Palestine and Israel. According to the Chinese Foreign Ministry, China will keep pushing for a comprehensive, equitable, and long-lasting solution to the Palestinian issue. Leaders worldwide have urged calm amid escalating violence in the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem since the recent escalation of the Palestine-Israel conflict. According to the White House on Friday, U.S. President Joe Biden spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu on the tragic terror assault in Jerusalem that claimed at least 7 innocent Israeli lives. As the U.S. expressed concern about growing violence following Israel's single bloodiest operation in the West Bank in 2 decades, the State Department announced Thursday that U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken would visit Egypt, Israel, and the West Bank this weekend. The relationship between the U.S. and Israel has become more complex over time, according to Xiyin Hong, director of the Center for American Studies at the Renmin University of China, who spoke to the Global Times on Sunday. On the one hand, the U.S.'s most significant military and geopolitical ally in the Middle East is Israel, and the U.S. typically avoids substantially offending Israel on any subject. The national interest agenda of Israel, however, differs from that of the U.S. He pointed out that Israel is mainly concerned with the movements of its adversaries or threats in the Middle East, particularly Palestine. She noted that Blinken's trip to the area is ostensibly a firefighting mission. However, some Chinese observers questioned if the top U.S. official was traveling to the area to put out the fire or fuel the fire. They emphasized that Washington lacks a sound strategy and can no longer lead efforts to resolve the Israeli-Palestinian problem. Blinken's visit to the area will therefore have a minimal impact.